What's good, family? It's your boy Sykes here, back with another episode of Special Delivery.
What? Yo, what's going on? I don't leave till next week, bro.
Oh, my bad,
Man, I should just let you rock out. They wouldn't know the difference.
Come on, we here.
What's good, family? It's your boy Sykes, and you are looking live at another episode of Special Delivery. Thank y'all so much for being here with us today, man. We really appreciate you for rocking with us. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you smash that notification bell so y'all can see whenever we got fire content coming out on this channel. And trust me, we got a lot of it, including these joints that we have here today, which, not gonna lie to y'all, it's the first time in a minute I've been mad that some shoes that we have on the set today are not mine. We're taking a look at Kith's brand new 10th anniversary 990 V2 and 990 V3 and dog, like, these joints are fire. The summertime vibes on these are immaculate, and they both evident. So I'm kind of salty, but at the same time, I'm really appreciating these joints because I'm a fan of Kith, and for Kith to have been around for 10 years now, like, I didn't even know that. It's pretty crazy. And the cool part about these sneakers is that they actually reflect these different pairs that Kith has put out before with New Balance. So this is really a call back to their history, and I think that's a pretty cool thing. So we're gonna talk all about that today. But before we dive in, y'all know the vibes, man. We gotta unbox these joints, so let's do it. Y'all know the vibes, man. I'm one guy. These are two sneakers. I can't unbox them both at the same time. So we kind of unboxed them without actually unboxing them. But before I get to the actual sneakers, I want to show y'all how Kith actually spoiled people with this release. So listen, they gave people stance socks with these joints. Y'all know how expensive stance socks is. These are the socks for the 990 V2s right here. You got the 990 V3 socks right here. They come in the specific color. Y'all know how expensive stance socks can get, man. This is a pretty big deal. And then they also come with these dust bags right here. You got the V2 dust bag right here. And then you got the V3 dust bag right here. And y'all know what the vibe is when you get a sneaker with a dust bag with it. That's a good sneaker. You gotta take care of that sneaker. So these joints are definitely premium, high quality. Like, that is definitely the vibe with these joints right here. And they're also gorgeous, like I said. So let's start with the 990 V2 right here, man. Like I said, this is just summertime vibes, immaculate on these joints. And for me, honestly, it starts here with this toe right here. So I thought this was red. My crew thinks this is orange. Like, I don't know, I'm gonna call it a reddish orange. Janelle called it fire, but regardless, it's just like dipped in that color right here on the toe. It's got this hit of suede, really premium suede right here. It's really, really dope. You go up to the mid panel, you see you got this sort of grayish, tannish color right here. It's kind of like a sandy color, sort of right there. You got this gray tongue right here as well, which isn't probably the most, exciting detail about this sneaker, but I think it meshes well with the rest of the colors on these joints. And you got your classic vintage 990 V2 in logo right here. Go to the back heel, you see this is like an ocean spray blue right here, and you got that Kith logo right there in the heel as well. And you go down, you got that classic 990 V2 heel counter. Then you go to the insole right here, you can see this there's actually a picture in here. I had it upside down. There's a picture in here of a beach with some umbrellas and the ocean. This is really important. This is a really important picture, y'all. We're gonna come back to this in 1 second. But before we get to it, I just want to point out that you got that classic 990 V2 absorb midsole right here. This is probably my favorite part about the 990 V2. It's why the V2 is so comfortable to me. And then you have your classic V2 outsole, which isn't necessarily the most exciting thing once again, but the V2 is a really good shoe, man. Like, this is good stuff, top notch stuff. So moving on, 990 V3. Once again, you've got that sort of dip toe right here. You got that sort of navy blue ocean type color right down here in the toe area. Then you go up to the mid panel, you see you've got this tan hit right here. It's almost like a white sandy color once again right here. And then you got your 990 V3 in right here. It's in this like fuchsia color which is really cool, really good contrast to the rest of the sneaker right here. You go to the tongue right here, you can see, because you obviously your 990 V3s don't come laced up. You got this classic mesh tongue right here with this hit of waffle up at the top. And then the laces in these things, for me, this is the really cool part about this sneaker specifically. So these laces are like rope laces. They almost remind me of like Timberland laces, honestly. And they have these hits of navy blue, fuchsia, and white in them. It's almost, honestly, like this is more of a pink actually in these laces right here, which is really, really cool. And then you go to the heel of the sneaker, and you see once again you have this sort of sandy color right here as well, which is going to be really important when we get to our story part. You've got your Kith logo right here on the back heel as well. Classic 990 V3 sole right here. This is just, honestly, the 990 V3 is probably my favorite model out of the 990s. I feel like a lot of other people feel that way as well, so y'all are really gonna feel me on this one. But this is definitely one of the best shoes out of this collection. Is it better than the V2s? In my opinion, probably not, but definitely a close second, man. But regardless, like, of the look of these sneakers, the coolest part about both of these things to me is that they call back to these previous pairs that Kith has done with New Balance, which I think is an amazing thing, an amazing callback to their history that it's apparently 10 years long now. It's crazy. Let's dive into that for a second. The coolest part about both of these sneakers is the history that they come with. And I'm not just talking about the fact that they are Kith's 10th anniversary pairs of 990s, but they're also New Balance 990s, right? And the 990 is actually celebrating its 40th anniversary itself. So to see these colorways come back on the 990 is really, really cool. And these colorways are actually inspired by these previous models that Kith had done on previous New Balance pairs. So this joint right here, the Cyclades 990 V2, this is actually inspired by the Cyclades 997.5 that came out in 2013, I want to say, or no, that was actually 2018 when that came out. And they were inspired by this trip that Ronnie Fayek, who is the founder and owner of Kith, this trip that he took to Mykonos, Greece, and he tweeted this picture, he posted the picture to Instagram actually, of this right here, this beach with these umbrellas and this ocean, all these colors that you see on this shoe right here. He actually shared this picture on Instagram and said, remember this picture. And then a few months later in 2016, we saw the Cyclades 997.5. And now you see that same colorway right here on this 990 V2, which honestly looks amazing. To me, this is probably better than that 997.5, but it's also the 990 series, and that's probably the best thing that New Balance has at this point. So it's not very hard for anything to look incredible on these sneakers right here. But the same kind of goes for this 990 V3 right here. So these are actually, this is the Daytona 990 V3. And this was inspired by the Daytona 1600 that Kith did back in 2013. And this sneaker was inspired by these family trips that Fayek and his family used to take to Daytona Beach. And the shoe really looked the same. It had that same blue dip toe. It had that same sandy colored suede on the back and the same sand colored leather on the heel area and the same sort of laces. Like, it was really a very similar looking model, honestly. And like I said, this is the 990 V3. So colorway looks incredible right here, man. So I just think this is a really cool reflection of not only Kith's history, but the 990 series. And the same goes for, you know, the United Arrows 990 V4 and the Dusty Rose 990 V1 that came out in this collection. Like, this is just a really good reflection on the 990. But bigger than all of that, I just think it's really incredible that Kith has this sort of history after just 10 years in really the sneaker game. Like, this is pretty crazy. I mean, they have this history, they have these great colorways, and it's not just with New Balance either, it's with a bunch of brands, a bunch of people, through a bunch of different industries, right? It's really wild how Kith has grown in these last 10 years. It's pretty incredible. Actually, you know what? Let's dive into that for a second. It's been so cool to see what Kith has grown into to this point. It's hard to believe that this all started just back in that 2011, 2012 time period. Like I remember coming up and seeing Kith for the first time, seeing these NBA players wearing it randomly, or these rappers going into the store and being like, oh, Kith, okay, maybe that's a name that I should look out for. And you know, your boy was broke back then, so it's not like I could buy anything out of there, but you know, it was still cool to see all these people wearing this brand that I really never heard of, and to see where it's come now to where they've collaborated with all these different brands like Adidas, Nike, New Balance, Asics, even like Coca-Cola, and they've got ice cream in the store, and they've done like a LeBron James collaboration. It's really incredible to see all the growth and all the things that they've been able to put together in only 10 years. And that's why it's so exciting to think about not only what they've done in that 10-year period, but what they could potentially do in this next 10-year period. Honestly, it reminds me a little bit of the way people talk about Supreme. Like I see a lot of older sneakerheads talk about how Supreme was this company that, you know, it started with this whole word of mouth marketing, and it was this up and coming streetwear skating company that sold these really cool clothes that everybody was going crazy over, and it came out of nowhere. And I feel like Kith was a little bit like that. Definitely not as much to the tier that Supreme is on, but felt a little bit like, you know, New York's best kept secret, I guess, initially when it first came out. And now it's become a global brand, and in the same way that Supreme has, where now Supreme is like owned by VF Corp, which is super weird. But like regardless, you see the point, you see the direction that I'm going in with this. Like I feel like Kith is maybe my generation's Supreme, which is a really cool thing to think about and a really cool thing to sort of witness and watch. So big shouts to Kith. These pairs are incredible. Congrats to Ronnie Feig and company, man. Y'all really did the thing with these. But anyway, fam, that's a wrap for Special Delivery. I'm your boy Sykes, and this is Kith's 990 anniversary collection. Catch y'all on the flip side. Peace. Yo, thank you so much for watching this episode of Special Delivery. Make sure you like and subscribe to catch future episodes of Special Delivery. And in the comment section, let us know what your favorite Kith collab so far is. For me, honestly, y'all know how I be going on LeBron shoes, but those Kith LeBron 15s, A1, A1.